Hello everyone, I am Erika of thestorytellingjubiler.com and I would like to welcome you to the 11th session of No One Has to Bead Alone. So I hope you can hear me, I hope you can see me. Please let me know in a comment if this technical part is alright. I see already Donna and Teresa, Eleanor, Petra, Monica, Maria. Welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me again, Teresa. So, can you hear me? Can you see me well? Hello, Laura, Brigitte, Nora, Lisa Mary, Sharon, Corinne. Hello again, ladies. Okay, Teresa says that the picture and the sound is great. So, thank you so much for confirming. Alžbieta, Deb, Sherry. Oh my God, this is so exciting. Like, I can't even read everyone's name because there are so many beaders joining us. Anita, Gail, Sue, Niti, Nadine, Kata, Deb, Mektab, Marianne, Angelica. Wow. So, one more time, welcome to the 11th session of No One Has to Bead Alone. So even if we are in isolation because of our weekly live Facebook beading sessions, you don't have to miss out on the chance of creating and together and making new friends with the same hobby. Zuzi, welcome, ladies. So I'm really happy to see regular beaders joining us week by week, and also so many new faces. Thank you so much. Aniko, Terry, Joanna, hello. So I think there are like definitely things on which we missed out because of COVID. Meetings in real life, or for example, one of the like pains what I have felt while we were stuck at home in isolation, that this year I was not able to visit the beautiful Dutch flower fields. Some of you know that I live in Amsterdam in the Netherlands, and you might have heard of the beautiful tulip fields nearby the Dutch capital. And usually it is my beloved springtime activity to cycle to the flower fields and admire all the beautiful tulips and daffodils and hyacinths. And this year, unfortunately, we had to miss out, as even if it's an outdoors program, we were advised not to visit the flower fields. But I wanted to make up for it, and I bought this beautiful bouquet of rose purple tulips. So I wanted to share it with you. This is for all of you. This is for the whole community of beaders. So every week, over 100 beaders join us from all over the week. Elisa from Scotland checking in. And yeah, it's lovely to see how a real community is forming, even like during the live bead togethers. But also I really like how you are sharing and connecting in the group before and after the broadcasts. And it really is a heartwarming feeling when I see that beaders who did not know each other before the live broadcast, they start connecting and they are commenting to each other and helping each other on their journey to learn more and more and to play together. So thank you again for being here. And this bouquet, this is for all of you. I would love to share it with everyone, but at least virtually, this is for all of you. So No one has to bead alone. And today we will be working on the magic mirror motif, which can become a brooch or earrings or pendants. And I am really curious to hear that what do you plan to bead today, actually? I am going to bead another brooch, or actually, I have already a brooch. I am going to bead a pendant, but I am really curious to hear that what are you going to make your magic mirror into? And in the meanwhile, I would like to put the link for the downloadable file on the screen. So make sure to download them. If you want, you can also decide to support the broadcast, and instead of downloading, you can also buy the tutorial for €5. It's available at thestorytellingjeweler.com/no-one-has-to-bead-alone/. So it's already available there, waiting for you. And yeah, I see some of you commenting about the tulips. Linda says, the tulips are beautiful, thank you. And Joanna, thank you, Erika, for doing this for us. These times the new friends are a blessing. Same here, Joanna. I am really grateful for all of you being here. And Ingrid Frida, the tulip fields and the flower park 𝐊𝐿𝐄𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐓 is fantastic. I have been there a few times with my Dutch friend. It is a magical place, right? And I love 𝐊𝐿𝐄𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐓, but also I really enjoy when you can just go out with your bike and bike between the flower fields. As in some parts of the Netherlands, tulips are grown. As for example, in my home country, in Slovakia, we have corn and veg and potato on the fields. And in some parts of the Netherlands, there are tulips and daffodils, and it's amazing. And Kata says, I have my Caribbean parrot tulips from you, and they are Dutch beauties in full bloom now. Kata sent me a picture earlier, and the tulips are yellow and orange, and I chose them for her because I know that those are her beloved colors. And actually, I visited Stockholm and the Swedish beaders last year in September when I was a masterclass teacher at the Swedish Bead Along. And I had a bag of tulip bulbs for Kata and Anna and Kerstin. And I didn't choose in advance that who gets which bag, but indeed when I chose, then I had someone on my mind. And it was funny because when I chose the yellow and orange ones, then I was, of course, thinking about Kata and her very typical colors in her beadwork. And then when she chose the tulips. I thought that she will. So, and yeah, I have to show you this comment. Nancy, same for the Tulip Festival in Ottawa, Ontario. Not allowed to see all the beautiful tulips. I'm so sorry about that, Nancy. But do you know that where does the Canadian Tulip Festival comes from? In fact, the Dutch princess during the Second World War, she was sheltered in Canada because the Netherlands were occupied by the Nazi forces. So the princess was sent to Canada, and after the war, as a thank you gift, 100,000 tulip bulbs were gifted to Canada by the Netherlands. And for many, many years, the tradition continued. And then the Canadian Tulip Festival grew out of all of it. So this is a beautiful connection between the two countries. So Maria is making a pendant. Nancy is making a pendant too. This is totally a versatile motif. I love to use brooch filigree findings. So I just glued my magic mirror onto a brooch filigree, but you can easily make a pendant or earrings, or, as I always say, connect 3 pieces and make a V-shaped necklace. That would also be beautiful. I think pendants will be very popular now. Petra is also making a pendant. Susan, Terry, Sharon, Kata. Kata doesn't know yet, depends on when I see the real size and form. Shirley makes a pendant. Joyce makes a pendant. Hello, Alice. So nice to see you. Stephanie. Joyce makes a pendant too. Marianne is not sure yet. Hello, ladies. Oh, Teresa has some very interesting comment. Very interesting comment. She says, in Michigan, we have our own tulip capital. The city of Holland, established by Dutch immigrants in Western Michigan on the shore of Lake Michigan, has an annual festival called Tulip Time. Of course, the festival was cancelled and its future viability is in question, unfortunately. Oh, Teresa, I really keep fingers crossed that it will survive. So, oh, Alice is making a brooch. Nice. Pendant, more pendants coming. So, don't forget, after beading time, here on the page during the video, the after party is happening in the Storytelling Beading Club. So then you can share your finished or work in progress pieces. I am really looking forward. So, during the past months, just a little more information before we start. During the past month, well, during this month, it's actually still May for 3 more days, today and 2 more days. So during this month, I am the guest teacher in the Seed, Beads and More group, and it's a great honor and pleasure, as it is one of the biggest beady places on the internet with nearly 15,000 beaders from all over the world, and it's amazing. And there is like so much energy and creativity as beaders are creating together. And this month we were working on our traveler pendants. Everyone could personalize their own traveler pendants or brooches using a coin from their own countries or from a journey and remembering a person or a place. And it is amazing to see and to see the jewels and to read the stories. And as an appreciation for all the positivity which is coming back to my way, I would like to offer, I offered a coupon code for the members of the Seed, Beads and More community, and for you lovely beaders too. To make it easier for you to continue on your journey learning bead embroidery, until the 2nd of June, that's next Tuesday, you can get 20% off at thestorytellingjeweler.com from the price of all filigree components. I love using them in bead embroidery. Also of the price of leather. It is nice to back your pieces with a piece of leather, and also it's valid for the L2 studio art cabochons we have at thestorytellingjeweler.com. All you need to do is fill your shopping cart and then apply the code TRAVELER, and it will get you 20% off. Let me know after the broadcast if you have a question about it. And Shall we start finally? Are you ladies prepared? I hope so. So here is the color combination I will be working with today. I will put one more time on the screen the link for the downloadable file. If you join later, then I would like to recommend you to print the instructions so you can like still listening and watching the broadcast, but you can have the instructions on the side. So it's thestorytellingjuveler.com/no-one-has-to-bead-alone/ and about magic mirror. So I would like to tell you why is it actually magic mirror. When I was working on it, this was actually sometimes even simple looking motifs give me a hard time. It was the case of last week's earrings, but sometimes the design, it's just jumping. It feels like it's jumping from the needle, and this was the case of the magic mirror. And it was just, I was in flow and beading, and the ideas came to me, and it was a really nice beading session when I was designing it. And at the end, I realized that even if it doesn't look like at first sight, but I included 27 pieces of 3mm Swarovski BICONE beads in it. So it's like magic. It doesn't seem like a big motif at first, but it's indeed full of bling and full of elegance. So, as I said, you have lots of different possibilities to use your magic mirror, and you can also play with the colors a lot. For example, for my second version, I didn't have enough of some nice color of BICONE beads, so I decided that in the 3 circles of 3mm Swarovski BICONEs, I will use 3 different colors. In the middle round, I will have a simple fuchsia color. Then I will have fuchsia 2AB, and I want to create this ombre effect. So the third round of BICONE beads will be made of amethyst 2AB BICONEs, and I think it will look really interesting. I am looking forward to see the result. And for a little quick material check, just a second. Here it is. So I would like to ask you to check your beading mats before we start. And please make sure that you have everything prepared. So today, for the middle of the pendant, you will need a 6mm round pearl. Then you will need, as I mentioned, 27 pieces of 3mm BICONE beads. I use Swarovski BICONE beads. Then you will also need 3 and 4mm round pearls, 9 and 9 pieces, sorry, 9 pieces of the 4mm ones and 18 pieces of the 3mm ones. I have a mistake on the screen. It says 12, but in fact it's 18. 18 pieces of 3mm round pearls. I use them in the same color, but of course you can go for the same color or for 2 different colors. It's up to you. You will also need MIYUKI beads, MIYUKI DELICA 11, and MIYUKI round seed beads, size 15. In the original colorway, I used 2 different colors of number 15, but now I will use only one. And it's up to you if you want 1 or 2 colors. It's not that many round seed beads in it. Actually, as always, I recommend to use 0.12mm or 4 LB FIRELINE and a number 10, 11, 12 tulip beading needle. Those are my favorite ones. So, are you prepared? Alice is asking if the fire polish beads can be substituted by rondels. I think so, because there is not much built on top of them, but I'm not 100% sure. Until something is not tested, I can't really say for 100% if it will work or not. But I would try it. I would try it. If you have rondels which are 4mm wide, I would definitely try them. And Terry says, your necklace is gorgeous, Erika. Thank you so much, Terry. It is the Chandra Devi bead embroidery project. So if anyone of the seed beaders who just learned the basics of bead embroidery want to advance their skills, then this is a tutorial and a kit available at my side. Teresa says, the magic mirror tutorial has a cost. Is there a free link today? Yes, indeed, the one I posted. So for our new beaders, you can always choose between two options to download the file. Either you can decide to support the broadcast by €5, or you can download the tutorial. If you got into trouble because of the COVID situation, then please accept this as a helping hand from me and download the tutorial. So yeah, Teresa, there is also a free option. So everyone ready? I hope so. Anne is ready, Teresa is ready, Corina is ready. So I will hide now the material list and let's start beading. I will put the illustrations on the screen, and I will also talk you through it, that how do you do it. So let's start with about an arm span of FIRELINE. And first, pick up, I always like to leave, by the way, about 10 to 12 centimeters of the tail, and then I secure and trim it later. And the magic mirror, for the magic mirror, first I pick up one piece of 6mm round pearl, and then I pick up 8 pieces of MIYUKI DELICA beads. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And when I have the 8 pieces, then I bead through the 6mm round pearl one more time. So then a half circle of the DELICA beads is formed around one side of the pearl. And then I repeat the same, that I pick up 8 pieces of DELICA beads and I bead through the 6mm pearl again. And this way I create another half circle of the DELICA beads, but this time I arrange it in a way so it's on the opposite side of the pearl. So let me know if this step is clear. At the top of the illustrations, you will always see my usual abbreviations for the bead shapes. So P6 means pearl 6mm. C11 means cylinder-shaped bead size 11. So these are the exact sizes what you need to pick up in this step. Let me know if this is clear for you, please. I will drink a bit of coffee, of course, in the meanwhile. But I also have water. Some people keep telling me that I should drink less coffee and more water, but I'm really afraid that my effectivity will worsen by drinking less coffee. So I'm not a good girl in this case, and I don't listen. So Teresa, Ingrid, Frida, Marion, Niti are done with this. Then I put the second image on the screen. And in the second step, you start beading through the first 8 beads, what you picked up. You repeat that part of the first step. You bead through the first 8 beads, what you picked up. But then, instead of going back to the pearl, you pick up one piece of MIYUKI DELICA bead, and then you bead through the second group of MIYUKI DELICA 11s. And when you have passed through all the MIYUKI DELICA 11s from the second grouping, then you pick up one more new MIYUKI DELICA 11 and you bead through a couple of the delicas from the first group. It doesn't matter how many, 2-3 beads are enough. So with these 2 new delica beads, you join these 2 semicircles into a full circle. That's the goal for step 2. And for Sharon, the link again, here it is. Yeah, Teresa says I should alternate between coffee and water. I am trying to do that. Actually, I'm just so not well behaved with this. Somehow I always forget about the water. I never forget about coffee, but I always forget about the refill to my water glass. So, how are you ladies doing with step number 2? Please let me know how is it going. I hope all is well with it. Joyce, here is the link. Can someone please confirm me that you could download the tutorial? It was tested before the broadcast, so it should be all right. Marianne is done. So let's continue. Marielle, Eleanor is also done. So let's continue with step 3. So in step 3, we are going to add still MIYUKI DELICA number 11s. We will be working with peyote stitch. So the same as when you are bezeling a rivoli, you are making a full circle and picking up a delica bead, skipping one in the initial circle and beading through the second delica bead. So yeah, you are exiting a delica in the base circle, and then you need to pick up a new delica bead. You skip one in the base circle and you bead through the next delica bead. And that's how you bead all around. And when you finished adding new delica beads with peyote stitch all around the circle, then you need to step up through the first new bead you added in this step. And I see Vidar saying that it works. Kata says the link is working both for free and purchase. Donna downloaded, Joanna too, Terry too. So now I'm calm. And Chris has a question. Thanks for your question, Chris. A little late to the party. Will this be firm enough without a filigree piece? Yes, indeed it will be. It is very similar to Chloe and Leah which we beaded during our previous beading sessions. So if you have beaded those, then you can imagine like it will be very similar, with of course a different pattern, but the same sturdiness. Always, if you are not happy with the sturdiness of your piece at the end, then you can just retrace your thread path. Karina says, now I'm in trouble. I need urgently the filigrees for the Chandra Devi. Karina, remember the 20% discount code. This is your time. Tinkerfur. Hello. Also, Margaret joined us in the meanwhile. Hello, ladies. So please let me know. How are you doing with step number 3? I'm talking. I should be beading faster. Chris, have you done the Leah and the Chloe maybe? Or is it your first mandala-like motif with us? Okay, Teresa also found the link. Great. So let me know, please, how is it going with you? It's step number 3. I am using a color of MIYUKI Delicas, which I don't usually incorporate in my beadwork. I have used it in the past already, but somehow I've forgotten about it during the past months. So it's like this, okay, you don't really see it, I think. This vintage matte, white, silverish color, and I'm really looking forward to it, how it will turn out. So Reinhilde, Nadine, Lisa Marie, Marion are done. Joyce, you added the C2 original 8 beads and then continued around. I made the 2 semicircles of 8 beads and then I joined them with 2 more into a full circle. So ladies are done with number 3, step number 3. So I will hide the first picture and I will show you number 4. So now we will continue just as with peyote bezel. So we have gaps between the DELICA beads, and at this point we will need to fill the gaps with size 15 round seed beads. And it will pull the delicas close to each other. And when you are bezeling a Rivoli, for example, then usually you add 2 rows of number 15 round seed beads. In this case, with the pearl, we need to add only 1 row of number 15s, actually on both sides of this tiny bezel. And make sure to have good thread tension and to pull your thread after adding every bead, because then you make sure that the bezel is really nicely following the curve of the pearl. And Janice is here too. Hello, Janice, welcome. And by the way, the background is white, so I don't see the counter that how many beaders are with us at the moment. I wanted to check it. It's so interesting to see. So, how are you ladies doing with step number 4? Was it easy to understand? How are you doing? Sherry sees the number. 93. Thanks. It's amazing. And I would like to ask you actually, ladies, that after the broadcast, please hit the share button and please let your beading friends know if you had a nice time here, and please invite them to join us the next time. 95. Jenny says, just pop by to say hi and have a beading class in half an hour, but have fun. Wow, have fun too, Jenny. And beat the magic mirror afterward, okay? Okay, Sherry is doing good so far. If you are also doing good, then let me know. And also, if you are not doing good, if you need a bit more help, then also please just let me know if I should explain it in a different way or just explain it again. We all learn in different ways. Some of us learn better from diagrams, some of us learn better from videos or from actually talking. So please make sure to ask if you need more help. And Shirley is asking if we are putting 15s on both sides. Yes, indeed. That will be the next step. In fact, I will put also number 5 on the screen now. That's basically the same, that you bead in a diagonal to the other half of the to the bottom of the bezel, and then you add number 15s into the gap too. And I have one more illustration about this part. On number 6, number 6 is not actually a step where you would add new beads. It's just an illustration to show you that how does your bezel should look like when you are looking at it from this side. Vanya, hello. Vanya says, hi all, I just am stopping by to say hello. I'm drowning in work, but I miss you so much. You all have no idea. I'm looking forward to getting the pattern and work on when I can. Miss you all. We will miss you too, Vanya. Take care and also rest. Vanya has a very important job. She's working on putting together the testing kits in Brazil. So thank you so much for your hard work, Vanya. Joyce, make sure, just ask me a question if you want, but it's also a good idea maybe to like download the pattern so you can see it, you can print it and see it next to you just as your usual beading. Lutka, I just want to greet you, Erika, and the ladies from Bratislava. I wish you a beautiful bead and a pleasant, weekend. I will join you next week. Hello, Lutka. Have fun with your family. I know you are meeting your family today. So Nadine is done. Do you ladies have the number 15s on both sides of the bezel? If yes, then please bead to a MIYUKI DELICA bead in the middle circle. That's where we are going to attach more beads during the next steps. So position your thread in a middle bead of the bezel. And let me know when you are done with number 6. Okay, Marian is done, Tinker Pearl, Nadine. So I will hide now number 4. And I will show you step number 7. In this step, you will add groups of beads between the DELICA beads in the middle row of the bezel. So you are exiting a DELICA in the middle row now. Then you pick up one DELICA, you pick up a number 15 seed bead and another DELICA. And then you bead through the next DELICA bead in the middle row. And this is how you continue all around. And when you pull the thread tight, please make sure that you arrange the beads into a little triangle. The triangles formed from the 2 DELICAs and the number 15 in between, they should be like really sharp and pointy. And in my original motif, for this step, I used a different color for the number 15s, but it's up to you if you want to do that or if you want to go with the same color. I am going now with the same color. I'm using 3 different colors of BICONE beads, so I thought that 2 colors of number 15s, that would be way too much. Or no, but yeah, I felt like now I would like to go easier, go simpler in this part of the bezel. Rainhilde, hello. Eleanor, Teresa are done also. Okay. So you are adding now beads for step number 7. And please let me know if it's clear or if you need any more explanation. By the way, I already have the design for the next week finished for you. Those who are members of the Storytelling Beading Club, then they already saw the bracelet I prepared for you, and I will share it with everyone at the end of this broadcast. So if you haven't seen it yet, then make sure to stay with us all along until the end, because the new design is coming together with a material list. And you can already start preparing for next week's. No one has to bead alone. So Tinker Pearl is clear. She's a very fast beader. Then just checking in to make sure you still see me, because sometimes I don't see comments rolling in, and then I'm afraid that the connection between Facebook and my broadcasting program is not working. So talk to me, talk to me. So I know that you are still there and I'm not alone beading here. I don't want to bead alone. So when you have added all the little triangles around your motif, then please continue retracing the thread path until you reach the number 15 in the middle of the second triangle you added. Nicolene, hello. Have a wonderful evening. So nice to see you, even if it were only for a little bit. Oops, Teresa had an accident. Dumped 5 grams of 15s on the carpet. Clean it later. They will wait for you. Kathy is done. Hello, Kathy. Eleanor is done. Okay, Great. Oh, Joanna says you are not alone. So, I will hide now 5 and 6 too. And let's go for number 8. And in this step, you will be adding a combination of beads between the number 15s added in the previous step. So when you are exiting one of the number 15s, then please pick up a DELICA bead, a BICONE bead, and another DELICA. Please make sure that you don't pull your thread on the edge of your BICONE bead because it can damage even your FIRELINE. So be careful with that. And yeah, continue all around that. Please keep adding the combination of DELICA, BICONE, DELICA between the number 15s you picked up in the previous step. Okay, Sharon. Okay. Great. Niti says, I'm beading from my bed. Largo decided to lay down next to you. We'll send a picture after the broadcast. Please do that. Alice needs the link. I put it in a comment. Okay, I can also put it here at the bottom. I'm not covering anything with it now. Sometimes it's tricky to put the illustrations and my face and the link and every kind of information on the screen, but now they fit well. So please let me know if number 8 is clear, if you can follow it. So add groups of DELICA, BICONE, DELICA between the number 15s you picked up in the previous step. And then you filled in the groups all around. Always, by the way, again, pull the thread tight. And when you pulled the thread through the number 15, then arrange the beads in a nice shape, that it's like a kind of a pointy shape. And when you went all around, then continue until you reach the second BICONE bead you added. Thank you, Teresa. Shirley says it's a bit wavy. This should not be wavy. There must be either something with the thread tension, or please make sure that you have 9 triangles all around the motif, that you did not add a smaller or bigger amount. But by the way, if it's a bit wavy, you can totally straighten it out when we add more and more beads. They will pull the BICONE beads together in a nice way. Mona, hello, nice to see you again. Asaria, hello. Asaria says, still playing catch up, I will get there. Had to go visit my new 1-week-old grandson this morning. Of course, that's amazing, congratulations. Diane, just to say hi, happy beading, happy weekend, everyone. Thank you for stopping by, Diane. And take a good rest and enjoy your weekend. Ladies, let me know about step number 8. How is it going? Always arrange the BICONEs and the DELICAs so they are forming a nice, sturdy shape. Niti, surely you just have to sit on it at the end. Exactly. This is a perfectly good method we figured out a couple of weeks earlier. Just sit on your beadwork if it's a bit wavy. And if you need more weight for flattening your beadwork, then in the Storytelling Beading Club, we have a super nice, super yummy, super addictive recipe for brownies, just to help you flattening your beadwork and putting more weight on it. Ultimate tiramisu. The tiramisu recipe is, by the way, from 𝐻𝐎𝐻𝐿𝐿𝐿, who just said hello a little while ago. And this is also a nice way how the community here is connecting to each other. Hello, Sarah. And I see that many of you just finished number 8, so let's go for number 9. And this is a very easy step. For the beginning of this step, you should be exiting a BICONE bead, what you added in the previous step. And easy, you will fill in 4mm round pearls between the bicones, and they should pull the bicones nicely together. So it's always so nice to see the motif growing, right? Mariella says the thread is broke. Oh, I hate that. Bicones, right? Shirley says, I pulled on each bicone and that helped a bit. Great. Lisa Marie says, cool, we want the recipe. It's in the group, in the Storytelling Beading Club. The tiramisu, the brownie, and my salty caramel. You can combine the brownies and the salty caramel. The brownies are already like evil. You can't stop eating or baking them. I know that Zuzi baked the brownies like 4 times already since I posted the recipe a little while ago. They are super nice. I use almond meal. My Dutch friends, what is meal in English? Almond flour for the brownies, so it's amazingly light and yummy. Hello, Sylvia. Sia. Susie, I love your drawing. So easy to follow. Thank you so much, dear. Thank you so much. Sorry, I just talked about your brownie addiction. I hope that's not a dirty secret you wanted to keep to yourself. The salty caramel is also a nice addition. I know for Zuzi it's a bit tricky because she has to substitute it for non-dairy products, but I will actually ask my friend who invented the recipe if she has an idea for that, so you can also try the brownies with the caramel. Oh, Zuzi, Matush says hi. Matush is Zuzi's little son. I promised him to greet you. Please tell him that I also sent my best regards and hugs and kisses to him, okay? Susan needs the pattern. Here it is. Ladies, let me know keep me updated about number 9, step number 9, okay? I can't sleep well until I don't know, or I can't focus on the next step until I don't know that everything is going all right with you. So please keep me updated. I am, by the way, really happy how my motif is looking for now. And by the way, when you finish adding the 4mm pearls, then don't stop right away, but bead until, for example, the second new one, what you added, because we don't want to start adding the beads of step number 10 right away, because then we would deform the circle of the pearls if we pulled right away on the first pearl. So go a bit further and start adding beads after the second or the third one, for example. So Nadine, Anne, Ingrid, Frida, Sharon, Lisa, Marie, Niti, Reinhilde are done. So I will hide number 8, and this is number 10 for you. This is basically the same as number 8. So you will be adding the combination of a DELICA bead, of a BICONE, and a DELICA bead between the 4mm round pearls. Now I am switching to my second color. In my first circle of BICONE beads, I had fuchsia BICONE beads, and now I will have fuchsia 2AB. I want to create an ombre. By the way, from ombre, it comes to my mind, next week I'm finally going to the hairdresser. And that's like, at the moment, the ultimate happiness, because this is not all right anymore. I'm really looking forward to it. To get some shape and color. Oh, Vicky says, finally caught up. Someone put 11s in my tube of 15s. Now, who could have done that? We will not point fingers, don't worry. Oh, Sherry's thread tangled around her phone. No. So many accidents can happen during beading, right? By the way, talking about accidents, lately I had the idea of putting together like a funny article about real accidents which can happen during beading. Like sometimes actually when we are working from home now, all of us, and sometimes when I'm designing something, and for example I managed to, for example, push the thick end of my needle under my fingernail, and then I'm screaming like, ah! And my husband is in a conference call from the kitchen, and then he's like, what's happening? And yeah, just the usual again and again. But like all kinds of accidents can happen. So I wanted to like ask you if there are like things what happened to you during beading, then just please send me an email, and I would like to like put together like an article about the dangers of beadwork. Oh, Kathy is looking forward to the hairdresser too. Lutka says, thank you very much for the instructions, Erika. I have a bit of a problem with the network FB. Probably it will be the weather. We have storms, sun, rain, as in April, but never mind, it's very dry. But I already managed to download. Thank you very much, Erika. I will post the photos later. I'm looking forward, Lutka. So how is step number 10 going for you, ladies? Does anyone need help? Let me know. Marian, it's okay that it's curving at this point. We will make it straight with beads in the next steps. The 4mm fire polished beads will really make the trick. Don't worry. Or you can sit on it at the end. And again, after you added groups of DELICA, BICONE, DELICA all around, don't stop right away, but bead until you get to the second, until at least to the second BICONE bead. Don't worry about the waviness. Pull your thread tight, and if necessary, you can retrace your thread passes at the end. But the 4mm fire polished beads will get it a lot better. You will see already in the next step. Oops, Teresa says, I'm not sure how, but I only have 8 points, but it seems to work. Okay, so far so good then. Maybe you forgot to add the 2 beads between the groups of 8 at the beginning. That's what can happen if you have only 8 points. Niti says she's done. Lisa Mary is down. Corinne ripped the thread. Dangers of the bicones. Be very, very careful with the bicones, my friends, okay? They are really dangerous. And step 11, no bicones in this step finally. So you will be adding new beads between the bicones. And after exiting a bicone bead, please pick up a DELICA, a 4mm fire polished, and another DELICA. And then you cross through the next bicone bead. And you repeat this all around the motif. You are going to add DELICA, 4mm fire polished, DELICA between the bicone beads I did in the previous step. By the way, I'm really in love with the fire polished beads I have chosen for this project. I will show you the little jar I have here. They are so beautiful, this milky rose color, similar to the shade we have used in the lemonade workshop with some of the ladies here. I really like these milky tones. And when you are adding the row with the fire polished, then again, please make sure that you pull the thread tight. And this circle, it should take care of the waviness. So I'm picking up the combinations. Also, what can actually cause a bit of waviness if you use Toho Treasure instead of MIYUKI DELICA. There is a teeny tiny difference in the size, and my tutorials are tested for MIYUKI DELICA beads. So that can cause a bit of a difference. So how are you ladies doing with step 11? I am attaching now the last combination, and after adding the last group of DELICA, fire polished DELICA, again I continue through the already added beads, and I will stop after the second fire polished bead I added in this step. Hello, Bea. This is my motif at the moment. It's not wavy. Okay, Niti says her step 11 is done. Is it straight or wavy? Can you let me know, please, Niti? Oh, Liv says, I lost my glue tube. It took me 2 weeks to find it. I had to order a new one before I found it. I know the feeling. Right? So many things can happen, like losing equipment and beads. That's happening all the time. I put something like, I'm not just in arm length, and then I'm searching for it for 2 more days. Teresa, if yours is still wavy after step 11, then please pull the thread really tight and retrace the thread path of steps 10 and 11 to make it sturdier. Niti says hers is a tiny bit wavy. I would recommend the same, that go around one more time, please, and please make sure to pull the thread really good, really well. Reinhilde's is straight, and she is done with Eleanor's is straight, and Reinhilde is done with 11. Marion's is a bit wavy. Again, please retrace the thread path and pull, 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 but don't damage your thread, okay? And for those who want to continue now, who can continue now, here is step 12. And in step 12, we are filling in new beads between the fire polished beads added in the previous step, and we will fill in the combination of 3mm pearl, another bicone, and 3mm pearl between the 4mm fire polished. And again, after picking up a group of beads, always make sure to pull your thread tight and always arrange your beads so they are forming like a kind of a triangle with the bicone at the point. Shirley says, I put my thumb in the middle to stop the waviness, but it has a shallow ball shape now. Maybe too tight? Then it can happen, then it's a tiny bit too tight. Do you have the, I don't remember who said that she has 8 beads. No, that was Teresa, okay. Because that can cause waviness if you have 8 beads or 8 sequences in a circle instead of 9. If yours is like a ball, then I would release the thread tension a little bit. This is how mine looks like. So I am adding the combination of 3mm pearl bicone bead. For me, it's the 3rd color of bicone beads, and another 3mm pearl between the fire polished. Deb is asking, what are we picking up? Deb, in step number 12, we pick up 3mm round pearls and then 3mm bicone beads. Shirley is asking, I have 9. Will attaching it to the filigree help flatten it? Absolutely. Absolutely. It should be flat even without a filigree, but if it's a bit wavy, then attaching it to the filigree will help indeed. Zuzi, are you still with us? And if yes, can you please tell me if yours is wavy or flat? Zuzi is my ultimate hope that hers is not flat, not wavy. She is, I think, my oldest bead friend. We started to bead together, oh my God, like 10 years ago. So she's my ultimate hope that hers is not wavy. So please let me know how is it going with step number 12. Again, I don't see comments coming in. Okay, Diana. Diana says, the illustration on 12, you have P3, that's pearl 3 millimeter, BICONE. So you say you are doing pearl, BICONE, pearl. What is the C stand for in the directions? Thanks. So for example, when I have on step 11, C11, that's cylinder shaped size 11. Or rarely I use size 15 or size 10 DELICA beads, cylinder-shaped seed beads, and in that case, that would be C15 or C10. So, Eleanor, Brigitte, Nadine, Lisa Marie says that they have it, and Lisa Marie says down and flat. Yes, victory. So I will just quickly finish my step 12 because I got behind a bit. I added all the new beads already, but I want to get to my second BICONE bead to make sure that I don't pull on my motif and I don't deform it. Yeah, that's actually a very important part in like flattening your motif or like making sure that it will not get wavy, that you don't start adding beads right away after the first group of newly added beads, but you continue to the second or the third. Okay, Sharon's is flat. And Marian says, done, flat now after going through a second time. I'm so happy. Hello, Sue. So, prepared for step 13. This is, I think, the trickiest part of it. So please let me know if you need any more help after I explained it one more time. And the point where we will start beading, step number 13, it's actually after you crossed a 3 millimeter pearl before a BICONE bead. So you cross a 4 millimeter fire polished, then you cross a 3 millimeter round pearl, and then you stop. And that's where you start step 13. And when you are in position for step 13, then what you do is you pick up 5 pieces of DELICA beads, 3, 4, 5. Then you bead through the BICONE bead after the after the 3 millimeter pearl, but in the opposite direction. So you will bead in the direction of the 3 millimeter pearl you were exiting at the beginning. And then you bead through the first and the second DELICA bead you just picked up. You skip the middle one, and then you bead through the fourth and the fifth. And skipping the middle bead, it will make this group pointy, and then you can continue into the pearl after the BICONE bead, and continue through the fire polished bead and the next 3 millimeter round pearl. And then you are in position to do the same over the next BICONE bead. And this is how you should go all around. Exiting a pearl after a fire polished bead, picking up 5 pieces of DELICA, beading through the BICONE in the opposite direction, then beading through the DELICA beads while skipping the one in the middle, and then you can continue through the pearl, fire polished, pearl to get in position for adding more DELICA beads. So this is the trickiest part. Please let me know how is it going. Hello, Sarah. So let me know if my instructions were clear or if you can follow the instructions based on the illustration. This is a tricky part, so I would really like to know if you are doing well. And with this step, we create the tips of the star. And this is actually the last step of the motif. Okay, Niti says it's clear. Thank you, Niti, for confirming. Okay, Katie also, Ingrid Frida says also that for them it's clear. Thank you so much, ladies. Vicky too. Okay, great, great. But if anyone has trouble, then just let me know. Are you happy with your colors, with the colors you have chosen for this motif, by the way? Sometimes, especially like last week, somehow many of us were not so happy with their chosen colors. Sometimes it's just hard to know in advance if it will work or not. But today I'm super happy. I hope you too. Okay, Katie says colors not bad. I was hoping for like colors are great. But yeah. Oh, Corina is not happy. Thank you, Reinhilde. Sherry says, I'm trying new colors I don't usually use. I like them a lot. That's great, and that's very brave of you. I always like to encourage beaders to step out of your comfort zones. And yeah, sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes you have to cut apart something and start anew. But it can also be very, very rewarding when we discover new possibilities, right? Katie, no, I was just joking. It's perfectly all right to not being completely happy with your colors. I was really not happy with my colors last week. And how is it going with the technical part of step number 13? Are you adding the DELICA beads all around already? Eleanor says, might put in some extra DELICAs on the outer edge. That's a great idea, and I would love to see your variation. It's one of the most rewarding experiences for me as a teacher when a design or a technique I show you, it actually engages your mind, and then you have new ideas and you start experimenting on your own. And that's great, because then it means to me that you got engaged with the pattern, you got engaged with the stitch, and that's really a great feeling to see all the different variations. Teresa says 5 don't give me a point, 6 delicas do. But then you don't have like a point if you have an even number. I'm curious to see your picture afterward. Kata says, I'm happy with my colors. It's a bit wavy after the last one. I go around one more time. Please do that. Corinna plans to change the BICONEs afterwards. Viveka will also redo. That happens. That's not a catastrophe. And are you, can you follow the step 13? I see that you say that some of you have to change colors, but the technical part, is it okay? Can you follow step number 13? And if it's wavy, if it gets wavy, then just go around more times. It will be all right. And always pull your thread properly. Mine looks like this at the moment. Oh, Nitty got very wavy. That's maybe too much thread tension. I don't know. I would love to see your picture afterward, and maybe I can help. But I know that you don't have problems with your thread tension, so that's why I am wondering. That's what could go wrong. Thank you, Corinne. Also, a trick I like to say is that after every round or every couple of beads, put down your motif on your beading mat and tap on it. And then the thread will you will know that how much thread you need. Try to flatten it on your beading mat. That's what I'm doing also. Jerry says she made too many mistakes. Haven't beaded in several months, so we'll just go by the instructions later on. Your instructions are excellent. I just didn't pay attention. Well, first of all, Terry, I'm so happy that you decided to bead again. Like, I know how it feels. Like, sometimes even a beloved hobby can get on the back burner. But I am really happy that you decided to join us today. And if you need any help afterward, then just let me know. Shirley says, mine has a soft feminine look that I wasn't expecting. Nice. I'm curious to see it afterward. Ingrid Frida, thank you for another great No One Has to Bead Alone session. I really enjoy working with your patterns. Thank you so much. I really enjoy beading with you. This really became the highlight of the week for me. I'm always looking forward to the live sessions. Lisa Marie says, we are 97! That's great. That's great. Nearly 100 beaders. That's great. So I have just done my circle and I have added the DELICA beads all around. I think I am also going to retrace it just to make it more sturdy. This is how it looks like at the moment. And I will later make a peyote bail for it, so I can then hang it on my neck. So, ladies, do you have any more questions? Because we are actually at the end. This was the last step. I know for some of you it's still wavy. Please try retracing the last couple of steps. And if you have a filigree, then you can attach the motif to a filigree to straighten it completely, but it should be flat even without a filigree if the thread tension is right, and if you pass a couple of times. So let's continue sharing our progress in the Storytelling Beading Club. And Angelica has comment. My first motif been wavy, and I reinforced it. Number 2, I took 6LB and was much better. Thank you for the idea. That's a good one. So, before we say goodbye to each other, I would like to remind you of a couple of things what will be happening at the storytellingjuveler.com and on our Facebook page during the coming days. So don't forget about the 20% discount code we have for leather, for filigree components, and for the beautiful, beautiful L2 art cabochons. It's valid until next Tuesday, and you can activate the 20% discount by typing in the code TRAVELER before you check out. And soon, the Traveler month in the Seed Bead group will finish, but still a bonus video is coming, so keep an open eye for that. And next week, I already have the design for next week, and it's the Tushinsky bracelet. Tushinsky because I thought that the bracelet has an Art Deco, Art Nouveau feeling, and there is a building in Amsterdam, Pathé Tushinsky. It's now an art movie, and it combines these two styles too, Art Nouveau and Art Deco. So that's why I chose the name. And here is what you will need for the Tushinsky bracelet. 6mm round purse, 4mm round purse, MIYUKI DELICA 11, MIYUKI seed beads 15, and 3mm fire polished beads, and quarter tilla, and of course a clasp. So I am really looking forward to beading with you again next week. Let's continue this in the Storytelling Beading Club, and let's start sharing our progress with each other. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for this lovely time, and I wish you a very nice weekend. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.